besties, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Allie. You know the drill. Things are about to get extremely yappy around here. I'm very excited because, as you can tell by the title of the video, I am doing a belated, aka late, mid-year book check-in. I'm going to share all of the books that I've read so far this year. And I just went to Barnes & Noble this weekend, so I have a pretty large haul to share of my fall/spooky, cozy fantasy TBR that I will 100% be getting into. So, according to my Fable app, my goal was to read 25 books this year, and I'm currently on book 20. So you can say I'm definitely doing really well with my reading so far. Before I get into all the books that I've read so far this year, please make sure to like and subscribe. You guys have been absolutely killing it with all of the support. Hopefully we can hit 2,000 subscribers on my channel very, very soon. With the help of you guys, I really appreciate it. I also have a book talk and a bookstagram, so please make sure to go follow me there. Otherwise, let's just get straight into it because there are 20 books that we need to talk about today. I will say I just started reading through my Kindle more consistently in the last couple of months, and it's a game changer. I'm actually gonna go grab Cannoli because you guys haven't seen him in a while and he's sleeping right now, so it's perfect time for me to go grab him. I have a sleepy Cannoli here. I disturbed him from his nap, so it's not really the happiest camper in the world, but you guys haven't seen him in so long. Hi! Let's just get straight into it. One of the books that I read this year was Quicksilver by Callie Hart. One of the best books I've read so far. I annotated this baddie. This book was so good. I will not handle any Quicksilver slander around these parts. 5 stars for me. There's banter in here. If you like a moody MMC, Kingfisher is for you. There is a very good storyline here. There's humans, there's fae, vampires, magic, found family. I'm just obsessed with the banter in this book, and this book single-handedly convinced me that I am a banter girly. So, enemies to lovers to the max in this book. Loved it. Another book that I finished this year is The Night and Its Moon by Piper C.J. This one was okay. I think I gave it like 3 or 4 stars. It's interesting. It's a definitely like more of a cozy fantasy. There's gay romance in here, and I don't really think that I understood the last part of the book. I probably won't continue reading the series. The cover got me here. I'm such a cover girly that if something looks aesthetically pleasing to me or interesting, I will most likely get it and read it, which is what this book was to me. It didn't really hit the way I wanted it to. It's a cute book. It's sweet. Not the best book I've ever read, but it did the job for me. I also finished Prisoner of Azkaban. I actually haven't fully finished Harry Potter yet. I know, it's not good. I'm terrible for it because I love Harry Potter, and I still have yet to read Goblet of Fire onward. I'm currently in the middle of a more time-consuming series right now, aka Throne of Glass. I do plan to finish the series very, very soon. I'd love to when I have the time to, but I am a slow reading girl. Therefore, I can't read everything that I want to all the time. I loved this book, I think, more than the first 2 and more than the movie, which is kind of crazy because Prisoner of Azkaban movie was one of the best in my opinion, so it's crazy that this could top it, but it was very addictive, super fun to read. This was a new find for me, The Scarlet Veil. Nobody talks about it enough on the internet, and I simply don't know why. I have said it before and I'll say it again. I will be the Scarlet Veil representative in the book talk community because this book deserves so much more hype than it actually has. I ate this up. I think I finished this book in like 6 days, within a week most. Vampire book, great storyline. Female main character was not annoying whatsoever. She was so soft and sweet. MMC is one of my top 5 book boyfriends. You are a Halloween girly and you need something this coming fall. This is such the great spooky Halloween fall vibe that you will need to scratch your itch for a good fall book. You're welcome. I also read Shadow Bride, which is the second book of the Scarlet Veil duology. Didn't like it as much as the first book. I did like to see that the romance came full circle in this book. It's a great Halloween, spooky fall, cozy fantasy duology to get into this fall. What are we on? This is number 5. I also finished the One Dark Window duology. One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns. I don't know what I was doing, but I put this series off for way longer than I should have. It's been literally sitting on my bookshelf collecting dust for the last year and a half. Actually, so stupid of me. This is one of my favorite reads I've had this year so far. Personally, I liked this book better than the second one, Two Twisted Crowns. That's just my opinion, but Raven You is a top tier book boyfriend, and the magic system in this is so unique and enthralling. It was so addictive, I couldn't put it down. Ate up this duology. Both of them I gave 5 out of 5 stars. Rachel Gillick, The Woman That You Are. I actually haven't read The Night in Its Mouth yet. I've heard that it's great. Knowing how Rachel Gillig's brain works, I will be reading it at some point, I promise. If you've read it, let me know if you liked it. I also finished Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie O. This was a cute book. Like, if you're into like Studio Ghibli Spirited Away, specifically Spirited Away vibes, this is very, very similar to it, and I loved reading a book that made me feel like I was in the Spirited Away realm. It's a very cute palette cleanser. Short and easy to read. Not the best book I've read, but I needed something before Throne of Glass to kind of just like give me a cute little standalone palette cleanser, and I loved it. This is the first book that did not hit for me this year. Heavenly Bodies. I think I gave it 3 stars. To be generous, I kind of knew from the first 50 pages that this was not going to be a good book. I don't know why it's so popular on Book Talk. It's just my opinion. I know it's not the popular opinion, but it's mine. And I'm going to be real. I thought it was going to be interesting. It just felt like I've been there, done that with many aspects of this book. The ending made genuinely no sense to me. I was very confused. I will not be reading the next book. Unfortunately, I also felt zero chemistry between the FMC and the MMC. I'm sick and tired of authors having some girl show up at a kingdom as prisoner, but also being trained as like a warrior to fight something for the king. This just kind of felt like romantic-y garbage, like regurgitation, to be honest. Did I lose you, or are you still here? Anyways, I also finished the Lightlark series. I loved this series. I'm actually very surprised that it gets as much criticism as it does on the internet. This first book was really fun to read. I had a genuinely great time reading it. It felt new and it didn't feel too used and washed up, just kind of ideas from other popular book series in this space. I don't think I've ever really experienced a love triangle the way that there is one in this series. I didn't hate it. It's definitely not my favorite trope, but I kind of like that we get to see both sides of 2 very different people, and you get to see Isla going through like ebbs and flows of her relationship with these 2 separate entities. I'm excited to read the next book. I think Sky Shade was probably not as good as the first 2 books in my opinion. I will be reading the next book 100%. I'm just a sucker for a good tournament, to be honest. Like tournaments and trials, I eat it up every time. It's like one of my favorite plot lines ever. I also read A Court This Cruel and Lovely. I think I will end up finishing the series. I liked this book. It wasn't my top favorite books I've read this year, but I've heard that the series gets better as you go on. I'm interested to see what happens after the last, like basically how the book ended, because the book ended kind of obviously in a shit show. Let me know if you've read the series fully and if it's worth finishing. Now onto another book that I did not like, unfortunately. Songbird and the Heart of Stone. I don't understand how we went from Serpent and the Wings of Night, Ashes and the Star-Cursed King, and even Six Scorched Roses, which are in my opinion just like chef's kiss. I absolutely ate up the first duology. Rain and Oriah, one of my top favorite book couples that I've literally ever read. She wrote that part of the series so well. Like the world building was great. I felt such connection with Rain and Oriah. I was really expecting this to be just as good. I just don't know where Miss Broadbent went wrong. I will not be reading the next book in this duology. The whole storyline here, I couldn't visualize it. It didn't make any sense. The romance was okay. I think that it kind of carried the book, but in general, the whole journey that they went on, the ending also genuinely made no sense. I also finished the Kindred's Curse saga, Spark of the Everflame, Glow of the Everflame, and Heat of the Everflame. I loved this series. It's one of my favorite series that I loved all the way through. It's such an easy book to get into. It's not super complicated, but it's a very new and fun read. I really liked the female main character, DM, and I love Luther. Luther is my favorite MMC book boyfriend that I have read ever. If you need a man that yearns to his core, fully obsessed with the female main character, Luther is the book boyfriend for you. Enjoy. But she was girthy. She was girthy. I also finished When the Moon Hatched. Genuinely top 3 books I've read so far this year. Miss Gurley put so much thought. You could just tell with every single page, every step of the storyline, with the female main character, with her relationship with the MMC. She just put so much time and effort and care into this story, and people that say that this book is not good, I'm convinced are the people that think this is the best book of the year. She put so much time into the world building. It's such a new and fun read. I'm so excited for the next book. I will be a when the moon hatched girly till the day I die. I'm so glad I read this book and I didn't listen to what people said. Such a high fantasy, beautifully written, and in-depth book that I know Sarah A. Parker is just putting brick by brick into place the foundation of just one of the best fantasy series to ever be written, I may say. I also read A Study in Drowning, which was definitely like one of my favorite books I've read so far this year. It wasn't the best book I've read. It was such a cozy fantasy. I love any type of academic, university setting. A lot of focuses on mental health, which I also love. A Study in Drowning gets the Ali double thumbs up. Am I missing any books? Oh, I also tried to read On Wings of Blood. I had to DNF it because it was so horrible, terribly written. I went from reading the One Dark Window, like the Shepherd's King duology, into reading On Wings of Blood, and it felt like I was just going from something so mature, intricately, thoughtfully written by like a great author, and then I went into On Wings of Blood like kind of blind, but also knowing that it had all the things that I would like in a book. The writing was below mid. It was like reading a 16-year-old's unpublished work. I really tried to fight through it. I got to a point where I was like, I am not wasting any more time on this book. I'm gonna go do something else, aka read Throne of Glass. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've all been waiting for. I am actually making a full in-depth Throne of Glass first time read-through reading vlog, but I finished Assassin's Blade and Throne of Glass. Assassin's Blade, I actually ended up reading it first, which I'm glad I did, to be honest. It was so much more sad and good than I thought it was gonna be. The Throne of Glass book was good, but Assassin's Blade was heart-wrenching and just like beautifully crafted. I'm so glad that I started with this book. I'm so much more interested in Selena and her story because I started with Assassin's Blade. I gave Assassin's Blade I think 5 stars, Throne of Glass 4 stars, and I am currently reading Crown of Midnight. I am almost done with it actually. I think I'm like 70% through. Really liking it so far, really fun. Very interested to see what happens at the end of this book. I will admit though, you know, spoiler free, this series so far is reminding me of Game of Thrones, and Game of Thrones emotionally absolutely throttled me. I just know that every character that I love is gonna die, and I don't know who and I don't know when, but it's already starting to happen, and I fear that I am not prepared, to be honest. I feel like this has to be some sort of like form of manipulation that Sarah J. Maas is putting us through, but we can just move on. We can move on. That's all. Yeah, those are all the books that I have read this year. A very good reading year for me. I've only disliked 3, I think, books. My end of summer into fall TBR is to finish Throne of Glass. Along with Throne of Glass, I have purchased 5 books this weekend. I went into Barnes & Noble with no budget and no idea what I wanted. I did want to get books for fall. I am such a fall girl. It's August and in my head it's clocking that it's fall and Halloween's right around the corner. These are the 5 books that I bought. I'm actually so excited about these, and I must know if you have read them, because some of these I don't really know anything about and I just kind of bought because it looked cool to me. First book I got was Grave Empire by Richard Swan. Look at this cover. I literally pulled it off the shelf and I was like, this looks really cool and something that's right up my alley. It seems like a very interesting, epic fantasy book. I know that I'm gonna eat it up. It seems like a very good like adventure. There's different tropes in here. I looked it up on Fable and there's good reviews. Merely was just drawn to this by the cover, but I think that this is gonna be a great fall book for me. Let me know if you've read it, please. I really need to know your opinions. I also got In the Veins of the Drowning. I have seen this all over my pages and it seems very good. I'm excited. This is another book on my fall TBR that I will 100% be getting to. I've only heard good things about it. I don't think I've heard anyone say anything bad about it. So I actually have seen this book that I'm about to show you for months and I never wanted it. I was never really intrigued, but I found this cover of Fairy-Dale, and I've never seen it before. I've only seen like the black and white cover. Look at this cover. I wanted to get it based off of how beautiful it is. I will be reading Fairy-Dale. Literally the only reason I'm sold is because of the cover of this book. My sister says it's really bad, but I think dark academia fantasy book that would be good for the fall. Let me know if you've seen this cover before or if I'm just, I struck gold, I think. I also bought Empire of the Vampire by J. Kristoff. I love vampire books. Like, I eat them down basically every time. Clearly this one has a very interesting and fun cover, which I was also drawn to. I've also heard good things about this book. I think that I'll like it. I hope that I like it. Finally, I have heard so many good things about Servant of Earth. I ended up getting myself a copy. Let me know if you have read this book too. It seems like there's tests slash like trials in this book, which, as you know, is one of my favorite things. I think that this will definitely be right up my alley. So yeah, these are the 5 books that I got this past weekend. Books that are on my hopefully end of summer TBR, depending on how I do with Throne of Glass. Again, I am a slow reader, so not sure how long it's going to take me to finish the rest of the series, but I guess we'll see. Regardless, these books are next for me after Throne of Glass. Please let me know if you've read any of these, if you are also planning to read any of these, because maybe we can do some buddy reads. I fear that we did a lot of yapping, a lot of show and tell of books, opinions, reviews, etc. I am very excited for my fall TBR. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know how many books you have finished so far this year. Bye besties. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. See you guys next time.